a volatile matchup where you can get absolutely crushed by somebody like Rascal in the top lane, as Taric would be a very, very sturdy choice here, and actually works extremely well with this comp in terms of team fights. So I don't hate it, but very off meta right now. Yeah, and I'll take the Galio instead, which is going to be great into the Leona, the Gnar, and the Hecarim in particular.
Yeah, pretty cool idea. Something you've highlighted many times in the past, right? The potential for just absorbing engage with this taunt. You know, you don't always have to be the guy that's flashing in and making the crazy, you know, 5-man taunt plays. You can just be a soaker, an amazing peeler for your AD carry.
Sure. So Udyr can help you on those later fights.
Absolutely. We'll see if they have woken up after game number 1. I think that a lot of Gen G fans would be disappointed with the way game 1 went. They kind of, the Aphelios can do some crazy stuff. As we're getting the engage down on the bottom side, Life has to flash away. And look at that burst damage. Life not really going to be able to do much in this lane from here on out. Throwing up the peace sign does Keria. Pro Gamers to always be, you know, great. As we're having another trade down on the bottom side. Not going to get that last hit onto Life, actually, and you can see Teddy takes enough damage to pressure him off of that. As in comes Cuz. Remember, no flash here on Life, and even through the exhaust, that's going to be the first blood on to that Galio bot. Very well.
And then he walked forward, got Zenith Bladed, and then Cuz is able to close that gap so quickly on the Hecarim. So, you know, I thought he was ready, but he was not, and here we go. This is where it starts.
It's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Khalid up in the top side. He's taken a lot of damage, but 2v1 here. You can imagine that they should get the kill. The flash comes in from Kana as he tries to pick up at least the one onto Khalid, but it does not come through. Could see a very different trade. As, remember, Life still doesn't have flash, but this time around, Khalid is here, but the 3-on-3, who wins this one? A perfect Hecarim ultimate onto the 3 of them, but with the TP coming in, T1 will try to get out of here. BDD, I don't know what that was. That's going to be a bit of a whoopsie, and now we have the Encore that comes in, and Khalid, alongside of Ruler, are going to be rooted up. This is a disaster for Gen G, and that's the obvious play. Faker's Roam timing is perfect to try to get there on time to deny the teleport play. So either way, we have more plays coming, so we don't have to talk about that one. In goes the Hecarim, and this Kai'Sa is just insane right now. 5-0 after one more kill. As Life has to flash away. Faker's here once again, so
when you have so much lane prio like this, Valdez, you could just go around. You can loop around the backside with Hecarim.
Rascal tried to go in there. You know, he has the Dark Harvest here on his Omni Stone, but now he actually takes a huge amount of damage, and he's just going to get flashed on. Okay, well, that wasn't flash you were looking for. But at least Rascal gets pushed out of the lane, and Kana will win yet another trade up in the top side.
Yeah, he is. Faker is the most iconic Azir player of all time, so he understands this matchup very well.
Oh, boy. We're going to get the sun into the wall, and now Rascal, he's just holding on to his Hecarim ultimate. There you go. Yeah, just going to wait for that perfect moment. See if he really needed to use it, because the kill was just so easy, even without it, potentially.
Look at all the wards. Look at all the blue wards on the map, top and bottom. Gen G just don't have any vision, so Khalid has to stay mid when the Rift Herald gets dropped to make sure that there's no dive on a BDD. T1 know that. They see him not rotating up, and then they make a pick happen. They're going to try to trade this back, though.
Hecarim's just too fast. Like, you're just not going to get on top of him. Now Kana is alone. Yeah, he's the one that does get caught out, not quite as fast as...
Because T1 are so ahead that this map belongs to them, they're going to kill this turret before the Rift Herald spawns. So this Rift Herald might actually get a charge. BD needs to get over here ASAP. This Rift Herald could get a charge on the inhibitor turret if they engage here, and they will!
Ooh, they're going to find Ruler. Thankfully, he took Cleanse in this game, but take a look at the damage. I mean, Teddy just hops over the top and says, okay, now you have to leave. Like, fantastic spot here to do whatever they want. As, you know, Hextech Ultimatum, pretty good against Hecarim. Yeah, pretty good against shutting down that Horsey.
No way out of that one, I'm afraid. The timing of that coming through very well played. And the top wave push, they can actually start a Baron. And Camille has to back and come over here.
Yeah. So, Gen G, the one way they win this one is they kill Kai'Sa. I think if you don't kill Kai'Sa here, you're probably just going to lose the fight. You could maybe commit, try to get Khalid to go for the steal and then back away. But at this point, it looks like T1 just want to turn around on this one. The Encore is pretty lackluster. But still, the front-to-back fight is here for T1. They're going to chip away. They catch Rascal, and they don't get much else. So they kill the top laner, but Clid's still with the splash available. There's still that threat of the steal, but T1 far enough ahead that they're just going to start this one up again.
They used all of their, combo tools, though, all of their big ultimates here in this fight. In fact, all 5 of them were used. So this is an opportunity for Gen G to try to front to back, but it's just so difficult.
Another turn is going to come on in here. Cuz no ultimate available. Life just trying to peel for his team. As Ruler does a nice amount of damage here if he is kiting them back, but
they're split.
Yeah, the slow is going to come onto Ruler this time around, and he is not going to 200 years this game, as he will be taken out. And now T1 are considering taking the Baron.
This is such a cool fight, the first part of that fight, where the killer instinct from Teddy is so perfect because he knows there's actually an invisible line that's drawn by Faker that you can't see, which is his ultimate between the top side of Gen G and where he ults in. And if they try to collapse on him, he's free. And once again, Gen G going to try to deny this.
Yeah, trying to ult on a Clid. Keria is going to die. This is going to come to a 50-50. It goes to the Clid. The Udyr steals the Baron away.
Unbelievable.
And now they're going to get the double fear, but that is big for Gen G. They buy some time picking up that Baron away from T1.
Well,
they actually have a big fight happening right now. This is for the Ocean Drake, and the second Kai'Sa arrives, you turn tail and you run.
You're already outnumbered here as Gen G.
9-0.
Yeah, you're outnumbered. You're against the Fed Kai'Sa. You can't be here.
Teddy's like kiting the blue buff while he's getting a kill. There's just nothing he can do.
If he doesn't commit it there, they might get a turret, so he has to. And T1 just have such control over the map.
Okay, again, the one way you can win is if you kill Teddy. Do they have the reach? The answer is no. Absolutely not. 0%. Another kill to the Kai'Sa, 11-0. This is looking like gold solo queue right now. The turn with Seraphine alone is ridiculous. Not to mention all the other ultimates that T1 have.
Not to mention they're blind. They have no vision.
Yeah, no vision.
No eyeballs here on T1.
T1, they clear the wards, which actually gives Gen G a chance to spot them on the Baron. So they know that this is coming in. Clid in position. It's really just going to come down to if Clid can steal it away, but they're waiting on the DPS. Keria here to stun him. That is going to be a very simple and clean Baron take to the side of T1.
And Rascal's going to get mid-turret, but do you really care if you're T1? Not at all. You're going to grab this Cloud Drake, put yourself one closer to the soul that we probably won't see in this game. Rascal's going off the side lane again.
Yeah, I mean, if you wait here as T1 and you take 3 Barons and get nothing from it, then, we enter a stage of the game where we're just an extreme late game and still Gen G's comp is pretty good. So I like that they're actually going for the play here. Teddy is going to go into that backline, immediately blows up BDD, just removes him from the fight right from the get-go. That's a cute little exhaust you've got there, says Teddy. Doesn't affect me at all. As T1, they felt the pressure, and they went for it.
BDD not having any damage in this fight means that T1 could just kind of walk forward here and end the game. Even with a huge taunt, there's just not enough damage for Gen G to end this.
Yeah, welcome to Seraphine's world.
Yep.
You're not going to have much fun with that one. Keria's got a stopwatch. Teddy, he's got a frontline in spades this time around. And with the Aphelios going down, that is going to signal the end of the game. Cuz going to pull out that last member. Only Clid remains. And T1 will take the extremely dominant and clean 2-0 win tonight over Gen G. They're going to go ahead and let Faker die as the Nexus will go down.
Experience these players have together. And I think the dream, like with T1's roster right now, the dream is one day you're like, okay, when I want to play this AP, jungle, and then closer plays Aurelia comp, I want closer in. But then when I want to play control mage, I want to put Seraphine in. That's when Faker's I want to play Orianna, I put Faker in. Okay, I want to play Gnar, I'm putting Zeus in. Like eventually maybe we can get to that point. I think we're still a ways away from that. That's the dream. Like that's the ideal situation where you have 10 players that slot into different drafts. But right now, I think you'll take this if you're T1. You're going to be like, this is it. This is the roster I want us to soar through the rest of the regular season on. I want this roster in playoffs. And maybe T1 can make that miracle run I was talking about. I feel like at its peak, this roster peaks higher than Gen G. It peaks higher than Hanwha Life Esports. It peaks higher than DRX.
Thank you very much, guys. T1 picks up a very solid victory with their new lineup up against Gen G. Genji, this time around, they went to Camille-focused comp here, but Rascal was not able to get super fed in this game. I think Genji, they focused on Azir Camille comp on the top side of the map. I think that was their original plan heading into this series up against T1. We did see a little bit of an adjustment on the bottom lane. They bent away Senna from Teddy, which allows more space, opened up more space on the top side of the map. But still, even without the super fed Gragas on the T1 side, Genji was not able to win this game around the top side. It was T1's bottom duos that was smashing the lane, in fact. I think Genji has a very kind of straightforward pick and ban strategy throughout the split. They focus on the top side of the map on the first rotation, and then they complete their bottom duos. So it's really easy to predict what they are going to go for in the pick and ban, which allowed more space for T1 to kind of deal with Genji's strategy. And because a lot of resources and attentions were heading towards the bottom lane, Nar was also able to have a very easy game in lane, on the top lane. And then because Kai'Sa got too fed in this game, she was like 1 or 2 core items ahead. Well, there was no room for Genji to come back. So speaking of the bottom lane game, let's take a look at this first highlight where Teddy was getting super fed with this early skirmish. Udyr was spotted by T1's vision, so it was all predictable by T1. So T1 had this confidence that Udyr will be camping in that brush, so Cuz was right there to counter this move. And because everyone actually had their flash, BDD couldn't decide his mind over there. He wanted to force a flash or at least toss someone back to the Genji players, but he was thinking this too much in order to find one target. You know, BDD is a player that is very well known for his Shurima Shuffle, but because in that fight, in such a decisive moment, he had to deal with 3 of the members with all of their flashes up. So BDD had to go a lot of a thinking process to decide his mind, but it was a bummer that he was not able to get that knockup. But still, even if he had that Shurima Shuffle done, T1 was in the right position to turn the fight around with the Seraphine rotating towards bottom. And T1 had the full understanding of Genji's comp, but they were keep calling Genji around this Baron pit. So their first attempt, their initial goal for this first team fight was to force all the summer spell from the Genji players, and then they also got this bonus kill on Camille, and they were able to burn flash from Azir, Aphelios, and also Galio was down in flash as well. Now they go for a second engage right here, second trial. Now it's going time to punish the players without flashes. Galio, Aphelios, no flash, so they keep pushing forward. And they focus fire this target that does not have flash, and they were able to capitalize on the fact that they have a very high sustainability to extend fights. And at the end of the game, even though they got their Baron stolen in this game, the way T1 played out their game-winning plan was really on point. It seemed like T1 knew how to win the game. With this game to victory, T1 is closing out the series, and POG will go over to Teddy and Kai'Sa. Teddy is too OP, it's his nickname, one of his famous nicknames. 7k gold ahead at the end of this game up against Ruler, another premier AD carry in the LCK. It was a huge win for Kai'Sa, and she was able to get super fed from this point. Looking at this matchup on the bottom lane, well, if you want to take the agenda, you have to be ahead. If you are far behind in terms of your gold and item, you are not supposed to take fights into Kai'Sa versus Aphelios matchup. So Gen.G, they had their eyes on that Kai'Sa, but at this point in the game, well, Aphelios was not able to find any autos on that Kai'Sa. But there were a lot of tools to kind of collapse on that Kai'Sa, but still Teddy was doing a fantastic work and showing off his footwork in this game. And another perfect POG vote going over to a player with a perfect KDA.